Well, in another set of breaking news that also coming in at this point of time, Israel is keeping up its attacks on Iran for a third day. In the latest, Israel has carried out fresh attacks in Tehran. Iran media says Tehran police headquarters has been hit in Israeli attack. Explosion has been reported in central Tehran. And these are the visuals of smoke billowing in central Tehran near the central Valazar Square. Iran media says at least 128 people killed in Israeli attacks so far. Iranian media says that the death toll from Israeli attacks on Friday and Saturday stands at least 128, including 40 women and children. Iran claims around 900 injured individuals. They have been injured in the attack, and that's the news coming in. Iran has activated its air defenses in Tehran, and Iran claims 128 people have been killed in Israeli attacks in the last 2 days. And Iran and Israel continue to attack each other. The latest coming in is that Israel is keeping up its attacks on Iran for a third day. And well, to talk more on this and what's actually happening between Iran and Israel, we're now being joined by John Erard, Senior Policy Director for the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation in Washington and former member of the U.S. delegation to NATO. Welcome to WION, Mr. Erard. First up, Iran and Israel continue to strike each other, and this comes after the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi saying that Iran will stop the aggression if Israel stops the attack. First up, how do you see the situation evolving at this point of time, and what perhaps will bring both the sides on the negotiating table at this point of time?
I think the situation continues to get worse, with both sides continuing to strike each other. Both sides are claiming success for the strikes against each other's targets, and we're seeing increasing reports of damage and deaths on both sides. So the situation is continuing to look a little bit worse. I'm encouraged to read that the Iranian minister has said that Iran will stop when Israel does. Israel has not said the same thing yet. They are going to continue their strikes until they accomplish their aims, which are presumably the stopping of Iran's nuclear program. So I think that they're going to continue until they feel that they have done sufficient damage to Iran's nuclear facilities and capabilities, including the missile capabilities that Iran has been using against Israel.
Right, Mr. Erard, you say that the situation is in a precarious position. How perhaps do you see the role of the United States of America at this point of time? Do you think that the U.S. will be able to get Israel onto the negotiating table?
That's a very difficult question. The U.S. publicly said that Israel should not begin these strikes against Iran several days before they began. So Israel has publicly gone against U.S. advice. That has undermined the perception that the U.S. has any influence over Israel at all. So at this point, getting Israel back to the situation where they are accepting U.S. advice is going to continue to be very difficult to do. That does not mean that the U.S. should stop trying. It just means that it's going to be difficult.
Right, Mr. Erard, you do mention that the United States of America had warned Israel against attacking Iran. But yesterday, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu clearly said that U.S. was in the know of all these attacks that Israel has been carrying out on Iran. And this morning, the U.S. President asserted that Washington had no role to play in the attacks carried out by Israel overnight. At this point of time, do you think that the United States of America will be dragged into a war that it does not want to be a part of?
I think that the United States will continue to try to stay out of any conflict that it really has no role in. I think that the thing that could get the U.S. involved would be if Iran were to attack U.S. forces or facilities directly. President Trump has said this very specifically, that there would be a strong U.S. military response to any Iranian attack on a U.S. military facility. So that's very clear. And I would hope that Iran would avoid that, because I don't think anybody wants a wider war at this point. But barring something like that occurring, I don't think that the United States will want to get involved.
But as we speak, strikes are continuing between Iran and Israel. How do you see all of this impacting West Asia? And also, what perhaps is the ultimate aim of Israel at this point of time? Because just a short while ago, Israel also issued evacuation warning to Iranians. Do you think that all the red lines have been crossed as far as Iran is concerned?
You ask a very good question. It's difficult to see what Israel's longer-term strategy is. It may be possible that they can do significant damage to Iran's nuclear facilities in the short term, but it's then going to be possible for Iran to simply rebuild what has been damaged. So it would be a temporary measure at best. And then if Israel has taken the option of military action at this time, then they would almost have to do another military attack the next time, and Iran might be better prepared for it then. So it really is a self-defeating cycle. The one perhaps encouraging thing is that Israel has not used its own nuclear weapons, showing that these weapons are not really useful and maybe opening a path to a dialogue to ultimately get rid of them.
Right, Mr. Arad, stay with us. We're just getting another set of breaking news coming in, but we'll come back to you in just a short while from now. The US President Donald Trump has taken to Truth Social, and he said that Iran and Israel should make a deal and will make a deal. How do you assess that statement coming out of the US President Donald Trump at this point of time, which brings me back to the same very question that what role will the United States of America, how bigger a role will America play in bringing both Iran and Israel on the negotiating table?
President Trump was a businessman before he entered politics. So he tends to approach things from this point of view, that there is always a deal to be made. So that's what he's doing here. He's trying to find what are the possibilities to arrange a deal which will stop the fighting between Iran and Israel. So I would hope that there is the possibility that he would do so. But at this point, that seems to be a very difficult proposition. Israel has extended its state of emergency until the end of the month. That says that they expect the fighting to go on for at least 2 more weeks. Iran has said that they are going to continue to respond to any Israeli attacks. So they are also expecting the fighting to go on. And there doesn't seem to be much room to make the deal right now. It may be that President Trump has some information that is not available to the public, that there is some greater possibility that we don't know about. And I hope that there is, but right now I don't see it.
Mr. Arad, while talking to you, we just had this breaking news in which Israel has claimed that it is striking military and nuclear sites in Iran right now as we speak. And we do know that Israel's ultimate aim after it launched Operation Rising Lion is to eradicate the Fordo nuclear site in Iran. But how much of a challenge will that be? Because we do know that Fordo nuclear site is situated underground in Iran, for which perhaps Israel will need the nuclear buster bombs, which it does not have, and may require the help of the United States of America.
As you say, it is a site that was designed to withstand aerial bombardment of the type that Israel can presently carry out. So it would be very difficult for Israel to do more than superficial damage to the Fordo site. But that said, Israel knew this when they started the attacks. So they obviously have some kind of plan. They may believe that there's a way that through repeated attacks, they can do some significant damage. It may be that they can take out some of the electrical grid and supporting facilities, and this can cause a significant disruption to the site. I don't know enough about it technically to be able to say for sure, but they probably have some kind of plan that they're going to follow to render the site damaged enough to have it out of operation for some time.
Mr. Arad, just to follow up on that, you speak of how Israel might have a plan. We did speak about how there's a change in tone from Iran, where they are saying that situation can be de-escalated if Israel stops attacking Iran. In your assessment, what would be an attainable end goal for the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu?
The situation is currently one in which Israel is being attacked nightly. So I would, if I were the prime minister, I would want to see those attacks stop. So that would be the first thing. You would want to arrive at an end state where the country is safer. But the perceived danger to Israel is from Iran having a nuclear capability, a nuclear weapons capability. So part of the end state should include some kind of renewed deal that prevents Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons in the longer term. This is what the U.S. and Iran were negotiating. We're supposed to negotiate today in Oman before those talks were cut off by the current round of violence. So I would want to see that process renewed and some indication of what the end state is going to be, that there would be an assurance that Iran is not going to develop the nuclear weapons capability in the longer term. That would be what I would expect as security for the Israeli state.
Mr. Arad, I do want to ask a question on what you just said, but stay with us. We're getting another set of breaking news at this point of time.